The audio is important when you do a podcast.
It is?
Yeah.
It's not the video?
No, it's the audio.
Are we live?
We're going.
Are we on the interweb right now?
We're doing Dream Warriors episode 94 with Mark and the Funky Marc.
Also known as not Mark Wahlberg.
Not Mark Wahlberg, but would like to be Mark Wahlberg. You would like to be like if Mark Wahlberg had like an uglier brother that became like a TV star.
He does. It's called Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, right.
He actually does.
And that would be like a great name for his like weird older brother. Would be like Donnie Wahlberg. That's a great name. But you would be that guy.
There already is that guy.
Well, I mean, like if we were to,
I'm so missing the point.
If we were like to make a movie and to make fun of him.
Oh, I play Donnie Wahlberg.
Well, if Donnie Wahlberg was a real person.
It is.
Well, yeah. You made
I'm so lost now because we're talking about a real person like it doesn't exist.
Let's just hit that music and let's start talking about Mission Impossible. How's that sound?
That sounds phenomenal.
All right, let's just do that.
Sounds visual.
Okay, we're back. This is fun because we're sitting down here with Marc.
Sitting down is always fun for me.
Yeah, and we're just, I don't know, free-form conversation in a franchise that you and I completely loved.
Oh, dude.
Like,
really, not past tense. Don't use love to the past tense.
Like,
still currently high admiration and fondness for.
Completely, like, into these movies.
Mm-hmm.
I would say longer than the people. Like, now everyone's like, oh, it's such a good series. But we've been saying this for quite some time.
Yeah.
Like, I've been saying it since Mission Impossible 3, which is still my absolutely favorite one.
Dude, I still vividly remember having to watch the first one over and over and over and over to catch all the little things that you missed.
Yeah.
Because it was the first fast-paced spy movie that purposely tried to mindfuck you. Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, I completely missed it the first time.
Yeah, and that's the so when the guy who made the first one, his name was Brian De Palma. Mm-hmm. He I recognize that name. Is, someone coming from the school of Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, not that he like Alfred Hitchcock had like a school or anything. But he comes from like the school of thought, and he made a lot of movies in his youth. As a young professional filmmaker that were like Hitchcockian. Yeah. They would have like double twist endings. Yep. One of them, his best movie, is called Blowout with John Travolta, John Travolta plays like an audio engineer, and he records like this car going over like a cliff into which is kind of like the Ted Kennedy. Because Ted Kennedy killed the prostitute. Yeah. Like, Ted Kennedy drove a car into a river. Now we're talking about just... Okay.
I know, we went way off.
Okay, so Ted Kennedy...
Craziest rabbit hole in Dream Warriors.
Drove a car into a river. Yeah. Just like in Blowout. Yep. The twist in Blowout is that someone blew out the tire. So he hears the gunshot, and that ensues. And so anyway, so Ted Kennedy... He's driving with a hooker, drives the car into a river. Now, it took the car, he got out, but it took the car a while to sink, and he just left. He went home. Well, it took the girl like 10, 30 minutes to drown to her death, and he just left her. So
that's what you do when you're Kennedy, man. You're above peons.
Do anything you want. So I always felt like that movie was like a commentary a little bit like on that. But he did a movie called Body Double. He did I'm forgetting someone, but he also did Scarface.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Casualties of War. He's done he's such a good range of movies, Brian De Palma. But he brought that double twist. Like, gotcha, don't gotcha, you think you know what's happening. Yeah. Into Mission Impossible, which fit, like, it perfectly at the time. Because it was very close to somewhat of the TV show. You know, and like now you can't compare the movies to the TV show. The movies are completely different. But for the first one, and for any movie to be adapting a TV show, I still think like Mission Impossible, just the first one, might have done it the best. Like no one cares about McHale's Navy and Dukes of Hazzard, and there's Get Smart, you know, which is now in there's so many bad TV show movies. Yeah. And Mission Impossible easily, just on that note alone, is on the top of that category. There's a few that I can think. I don't know many that are good.
But the funny thing is that like, you're just trying to think back. I forgot. I forgot that there is an actual TV show, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. I always forget that.
It was
because
huge.
The show wasn't. The movies have so far eclipsed the show.
That's what I'm saying.
It was the opposite before, where like Get Smart was a cool show on Nick at Night.
Yeah, like with our boy. Our boy was in Get Smart.
Oh yeah, Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Oh no. Well, that's our boy.
Boom, that's our boy.
But the boy before there was a boy, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, the original TV show.
I'm not worried about that.
But yeah, we like Bill Cosby.
I know. We like Bill Cosby.
We like Bill Cosby. We like his. We like his
entertaining techniques.
Yeah, we like.
So wrong.
There's a lot about Bill that we.
All right, let's bring it back to Mission Impossible.
Okay, so
we're rabbit holing the hell out of this conversation.
Circling back to Mission Impossible. So
I like the first one. You like the third. I feel like if I had to quiz somebody on any Mission Impossible movie, I can stump them on the first one the easiest.
Yeah.
Like give me an example of the book of the Bible that they reference. They use as a clue.
Oh, Job.
Yep.
Yeah. See. I even knew that. Oh, okay,
how many like the street commentary on like Saturday Night Live or on Jay Leno, and when they do like the sidewalk, like they ask the questions, dude, guarantee 10 out of 10 times you get somebody on that.
Yeah, I'd like most people would say there's a Mission Impossible because all the other ones have like names now.
Oh yeah,
they would just put like there's a movie called Mission Impossible.
Yeah, what was the catch name of the first Mission Impossible? They're gonna be like.
First strike. First
strike. Mission Possible. Yeah. Look at them.
Okay. Let me give you a trivia question for the first one, real quick.
Okay.
Who dies in the elevator in the beginning?
Oh, dude, come on now! It's Charlie Sheen's redheaded stepchild brother.
Yeah.
Emilio Estevez.
I can't believe that's
the death of his career. That was that
was like the
death of his career.
Big movie he was in, and it's got to be
arguably the only big movie he was in.
It's gotta suck a little bit because you're almost
to die in the opening credits.
Finally, I've arrived.
Yeah, in something like I'm in a Tom Cruise movie.
Right.
And who's was it Voight? Who's the
John Voight?
John Voight.
Yeah.
Dude, like
I always felt like at the end when they do the Sixth Sense flash forward backwards when he's putting it all together.
Yeah.
When he fake shoots himself and he has the blood
and he falls over the bridge into the thing. Yeah.
Make sure the camera sees the blood and I always felt like that was a little bit of a reach, but other than that.
But not from the outside looking in from the tech of those days, because this is so beyond pre-smartphone. So think about even what the government had access to, but when other stuff wasn't even developed yet, they were on the cutting edge. But it was so long ago that it was still kind of believable.
Yeah.
So when you look back at it now, back then you're like, oh, that was how did they not figure that out? But
I love the one part that always stuck with me too. Just talking about it too is when they're in the beginning, when they're tracing the guy at the ball or whatever, and they have that spray, and they tag them and they get infrared them. And I'm like, I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, that's pretty cool. But
and then now they're actually using brain tracers to trace. I'm like, dude, we had this shit 20 years ago, man.
We figured it out.
You guys what are you screwing around with this for?
So real quick,
just a little jab at scientists. Sorry about that.
real quick, this is the part of the discussion. I'm sure everybody's going to want to know.
I'm in the new one.
Where are you with Mission Impossible 2? Where are you with that movie? How do you feel about that? Motorcycle.
I mean the stunts, the coordinated stunts.
Got the shades. Got the fire.
Yeah.
The doves.
Dude, it's a movie of movies for an action flick of any caliber. It's a movie of movies. My only qualm about it is they went so far in so many different directions on so many levels between the stunts, the plot, the tying in the woman as like his pseudo spy who's just a thief.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many moving components to that, and then you have the cheesiness of his like his like second runner-up henchman.
Yeah.
And like how close he is at every turn at catching them.
Yeah.
And like just doesn't. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like no one's gonna get that close. And yet like you're like, well, okay, if he's that close to catching him every time, and this dude already knows that she's working. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why do you let it prolong that? It's almost like the villain, like in Austin Powers, and they make fun of like, no, I'm going to arbitrarily tell him, like, I just pretend that he fucking dies. Like,
no. Or when Scott Evil's like, he's right there, shoot him, and he's like,
oh, look at my gun, we'll do it together. Bang, he's dead. He's like, you just don't get it, Scott.
Yeah, you just don't get it.
But that's how I felt about the second one.
You just don't get it.
You just don't get it.
So stupid.
And that's Dallas.
Is he stuck?
No, he got out. The balloons are stuck now. He was stuck. And, okay, so we got Mark here. Peter's going to murder his cat.
God, I can't believe that.
Peter is, we might be having cat kebabs later.
I don't even know what.
Pete, that's why you throw out your birthday balloons.
You know what I should have did? I should have did this.
Throw out the cat?
There you go. How come I didn't do that?
Peter, there's a lot of questions on my mind right now.
I'm just going to throw that out, right?
I mean, yeah.
That's cool. Oh my god.
We're gonna time lapse through that one.
Did you narrate what happened?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't narrate.
Okay, so I got these birthday balloons, and Dallas somehow got him stuck around his neck.
He literally like he bullet trained through the centerpiece that holds it on the table, and got caught up in it and just kept it going.
But the balloons were even off the floor.
I know. All I saw was I heard something. I look and it's stuck under the.
I just saw it move. That I can't believe it. But yeah, so the real quick though, the point I wanted to get to with the second one, was that he like falls in love with this girl like right away, like like when they're in the bathtub and they do the car thing, and then he Anthony Hopkins is like, oh, you have to recruit her and stuff.
Yeah,
and
which is a weird thing. Anthony Hopkins got a big cameo in this movie.
Yeah, huge.
And then you don't hear from him again. He's not in it. I'm like, how do you pull a guy in like that on a sequel, and then he's just gone?
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, that's kind of like somewhat Anthony Hopkins, because I was even surprised when he showed up in the other like Thor movies, like when he became Odin in more than one movie, because like in the first one they're kind of killing him, and I'm like, okay, because like why would Anthony Hopkins ever want to do Thor 2?
Yeah,
but at the same time it's like he's
in all of them.
Well, and is he even in
He's in Infinity Wars
and Doctor Strange too, right? Is he in Doctor Strange?
He's referenced in Doctor Strange.
He's referencing, but he's in Infinity War.
Yeah,
and you're like, what the like.
But he still adds a certain authenticity to the role. He always comes across like he's a method actor, he always hits his marks.
He's worth placating to get him involved. He adds like a prestige. I think it's somewhat of a lineage, because if the first movie has Jon Voight, the second movie has Anthony Hopkins, and you can see them building.
And who's in the third movie?
Well, like who would you say? What's his name? C. Thomas, or the villain?
No, Anthony Hopkins isn't the villain in that. I mean, who plays the role of...
Yeah, who is...
It just so happens that Jon Voight played the senior guy.
Yeah, is that when they
That was the twist.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
He didn't have a... like a backer or like a senior operative. Like, that was Jon Voight, and then in the second one, Anthony Hopkins is like his point man from the IMF. Before the IMF's really like actually drawn out. You remember who it is in the third one?
No, who?
I'll give you a hint.
Just tell me.
He's a black guy.
Oh, it's more. What's his name? Not Morgan Freeman. It's
Everyone forgets
his name. Just say his name.
I can't remember now. Actually, I'm drawing a blank. He's the guy that's in the other Baldwin brothers in that movie with him. They're both in jail and they break out. He's the guy from the Matrix who plays Morpheus in the Matrix. That's who it is.
That's Morpheus. I thought that was.
What's his name?
It's Morgan Freeman.
No, it's not. Morgan Freeman's like 80.
It's Morgan Freeman.
It's not Morgan Freeman. It's gonna kill us when we hear the name too, because he's the one actor you can never remember his name.
He's in like every
yeah, exactly. He's in everything. What's his name? It's Morpheus.
It's Morpheus.
People get and they get pissed when they get typecast as a character.
Morpheus is the new Perry White in Superman. He's the guy.
Dude, he's got a really good career. Actually,
he's the guy on the Predator planet in Predators.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The guy, the role that was supposed to go to Schwarzenegger, who was supposed to be Dutch on that planet, hunting predators, and they went to what's his name? But no. So in MI2, real quick, he falls in love with this girl. Mm-hmm. Then he has to recruit her, and then Anthony Hopkins, because 2's my absolute favorite one, so I know it very well. Yeah, I'll watch that one any day of the week, and Anthony Hopkins, during his speech to why you have to recruit the girl now, that's the cat burglar spy. Mm-hmm. He gives him the speech of why it's Mission Impossible, because it's not Mission Easy. Yeah, he's like it's
not Mission Difficult. It's Mission Impossible.
It's Mission Impossible.
It's like Mission kind of hard. Mission, you're not going to enjoy this.
Like there's guys there's a division underneath them that's like Mission Difficult, and those guys are like, one of these days we'll get a impossible mission, but for now they're just difficult, and they're like all bummed out all the time. But no, and so he recruits the girl, mm-hmm. and then the girl goes to the ex.
She goes back with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
it's essentially, dude, they trolled a guy's ex-girlfriend to go back with him, to steal shit from him.
And then Tom Cruise doesn't want her to go. Like he doesn't want her to go because she's like, what did she's like, you don't want me to go, and he's like, would it feel better if I didn't want you to go? And she's like, yeah, and he goes, feel better. Okay, and then she goes, and then the first thing she does when she meets this guy is she bangs him. Yep. She bangs him, and she's in the bed, and the big
he slips her dress off.
Yeah.
When she's in front of the mirror or something.
And then I'm like, dude, how could Tom Cruise still be he's into her by the end of the movie, when they're at the Chimera laboratory, he's like, I will find you, when she injects herself. I'm like, dude, just let her die. You're banging this guy you can let her die. We get it. We got no sympathy.
No one's gonna be mad at you, bruh.
I mean, she let her die in Chronicles of Riddick too. I mean, you backstabbing bitch.
Oh, dude, in Chronicles of Riddick, she's just a manipulative shrew,
she's
to the T.
She's like, look, man, I'm going to divorce you. I'm going to get 1/2 of your money. That's my business plan. She's like that chick.
What's your plan for retirement? I'm going to divorce my husband and take half his assets. Wait. There's another thing I have to do besides that?
It's a 0.5 in judges' favor, the female. So I'm debating if I'm going to spring for a lawyer or not. I don't really think I'm going to need them.
Yeah, I mean standard state rules apply. 50% marital assets.
I'm just going to claim it's a standard of living that I haven't worked for, but he has, and I'm entitled to it. Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Just saying it.
I sacrificed time to eat dinners with him and talk about my favorite soap opera show so he could work and make millions. But I should have half of that.
He knows about all the Maury episodes because of me, and I think there's a value to it.
He now has water cooler talk with his executive buddies' wives that he sees once a year at a party.
When he's working his 18-hour days, I give him the small talk.
Well,
when he's bleeding through his eyeballs staring at spreadsheets,
I give him his mental break that he desperately needs, and is quelling for when he gets home. Anyway, I mean, you love the second one. I don't dislike any of them. Yeah, but in my opinion, they rise to a level. I feel like actually there are franchises that we both love, action franchises, that either directly or indirectly have tried to mimic the success and the systemic improvement of every movie from the first one, like Mission Impossible, the Fast and Furious ones, the Expendables.
I think Fast and Furious went in the Mission because they're all essentially spies now. They're all co-op or black op spies in Fast and Furious. It's no longer they'll throw in some of the drag racing, some of the street wars, but it's not even the focus of the movies.
And that's what people got pissed off about, that they took this sharp right turn out of the underground racing world.
Yeah.
But I look at it, I'm like, that's the only way to keep these going is because of the fact that that world died very quickly.
How many movies they tried to make 2 movies like that, and they said let's change it up.
No, they made 3. They made 3 like
that's
that.
What I mean. Yeah, they were going to change it up and let's do this drifting thing because it's a trend.
Yeah.
Trend spotting, get it. Great idea.
And they did a good job with the actual placement because where it trended the hardest was where they filmed it, which is Japan. Like, dude, that was where it was like really they had a cult following. Yeah, and race teams built around drifting. It's like
they went through the origin of
drifting and
like the hills and like all that. So if you're going to race around the hills, you're going to have a special type of. I mean, it's really interesting.
Yeah,
but no, and then they were like, look.
From that point on, it was like, all right, we're tying that. Our only job is to make an interesting plot development and find a way to tie in cool cars and stunts.
Right, and that's the thing.
And we're going to build it around that now.
And even from that, they went from like running drugs to a bank heist to jumping out of a giant cargo plane to leapfrogging a submarine.
Yeah, and literally being able to defend against a military-grade RV with 50 cows as a team. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
I still love the supercar in the 7th one, the car that flips all the other cars. Is that the 5th one, 7th one, or
wait, where he's in New York City and they all latch onto him with spear gun, harpoon guns, and then he by ripping away he flips them.
No. Oh, that's Vin Diesel. No. I'm talking about the Jason Statham's brother. Has the car with
the slant cars, the slant cars,
one I would do. I love watching because it just seems like fun. That's a fantasy. Every guy has thought about that while he's driving. If I could just flip over cars,
dude, you're sitting across from a guy who would literally, I would fight prostate cancer right here, driving on the turnpike.
Talking to Mark on the phone is talking to Mark on the phone, meaning conversation and getting things done, and it's other one half of commentary on what's happening on the road in real time.
And it's like a Will Ferrell. Other guys it's like trying to talk to the Hulk while he's driving.
There's times where you're just listening to Mark yell at people. Moving on. So I just want to say, Mission Impossible 2 is the one that's beat up the most, but to me, it's a one of the things that stand out to me about that movie. It's the only one that's an Ethan Hunt adventure. Yeah. I just feel like it's an Ethan Hunt character study, and
they build up his character in this to where you don't second guess after that point.
You don't when you see him do ridiculous stuff. You do not. Yeah, that's a
solid point. It's like, damn, dude, this dude had a motorcycle fight on a pseudo beach. Dude, did that beach scene, if it was dark and overcast, tell me it doesn't remind you of the Superman movie where they create an island out of... Yeah. I'm like, dude, he's fighting on a motorcycle on ground that's not even level.
Dude,
insane. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
I love some of those shots with the knife going, right into the eye, and it stops right above the eye.
Yep.
It's so good. So... Either way, to me, Mission Impossible 2 is the most ridiculous. It swings for the fences. In no way what we see on screen could ever have worked, meaning it has a weak villain, it has a weird plot.
Yeah.
The arc's not there.
His number 2 is literally so much closer to catching them than his actual boss, who actually knows everything. If these two are even in the same room for more than a minute, how does he not explain this to this guy? Why is this guy trying so hard if he already knows what's going on?
Yeah. And then it has the magical voice boxes and the masks.
Yeah.
And
but that sets it up for following movies where when they do these things, you're like, okay, this makes they've been doing this for 10 years now. This makes sense.
Yeah. So 6 years go by between 2 and 3. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
And 3 was the franchise was almost dead. Tom Cruise recruited his 3rd different director. So now we go Brian De Palma, John Woo.
Yep.
John Woo for the second one. John Woo was coming from the Hong Kong action movie that influenced Quentin Tarantino.
Which is why it has that feel to it. And you have all these spin-off parodies of comparison of the scene with the doves, the scene with the motorcycles, the Austin Powers, spin-off spoofs.
If you watch the first 5 minutes of Face Off and the first 5 minutes of Mission Impossible 2, it is hard to see them being separate movies. You can almost like butt them
Dude,
together.
the way they were filmed, the lighting, the way the character,
they fit very well. And so the third one he gets J.J. Abrams later to, he did Lost. He did J.J. Abrams was off of Alias, the TV show.
So it was with Jennifer Garner, right?
Yeah, it was an obvious fit. J.J. was a rising star. Tom Cruise gave him his first directing job, in like something big. J.J. has gone. He, in my opinion, unpopular, but I love Force Awakens. I think that's easily one of the best Star Wars movies. He brought back Star Wars. He's brought back Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay. Like J.J. Abrams right now is a true force to be reckoned with. His contemporaries, the people he worked around, have also gone to do great things. So I mean, he's part of this whole cabal. But 6 years go by. So J.J. Abrams, essentially, in my opinion, makes a movie to explain the technology from the second movie, which is the disguises. Like it's such a big part of the movie where you see him like scanning the faces, and then they have the 3D printer in the tunnel.
Before people knew what 3D printers were, it wasn't a mainstream thing.
Yeah, like and it's like spray painting them, and they're applying the hair, and you're like, oh my god, they're literally explaining the second movie, and they didn't have to, and I think it adds so much more. But I love the speed of the second movie. I love the mission. Yeah, because you never find out what's the rabbit's foot, the thing that they're hunting for. You never find out what that is. It's only alluded to be like a world killer.
Well, that's in the third one.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you really don't find out about the rabbit's
foot.
foot.
What it can. Yeah,
and
or if it's even real. You don't even know if it's actually a real thing. Like you think it, they make you feel like it's not a real thing, and then you suddenly know it's a real thing. We want you to not think it's a real thing. So when we get it, you don't think we actually have anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's like almost like a silent sleeping. Like
it's awesome. I love the scene where he's in that weird room in like China, where
where she has to like literally she has to kill him and bring him back to deactivate the implant that could kill him.
And he's and he's like just coming through, and he teaches her
how to shoot.
Oh my! That's
he's teaching her combat tactics with a gun, with an automatic weapon.
Yeah. Aim for the chest. You can't go just shoot for the. I love he's like point and shoot. He's like
I
love the beginning of that movie. I love that he looks like he's on the straight and narrow, and like the way how his character begins.
Yeah.
Where he fakes throwing out the ice.
Yes. And he goes to the story. We need ice, and he goes and gets a disposable camera.
And Billy Crudup is there, with the air freshener, and the camera.
Dude, I even love the scene before that. See, this is the subtleties of these movies that I love that people forget.
So I could watch the third one right now.
That like all her like friends, female friends, whether they're coworkers or whatever, they're like, oh my god, I could listen and talk about this all day. And he's talking about traffic patterns.
Yeah.
It's the most boring thing.
Because you know why? Because in that scene, he's Tom Cruise talking to normal people.
Yeah.
Which is how like people would act around the
Tom
Cruise.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. And but no, the third one, I love the villain. What's his name? Not C. Thomas Howell.
C. Hoffman or
Philip C. Hoffman.
Philip C. Hoffman, yeah.
Philip C. Hoffman is fantastic. I love Carrie Ann Russell. She was
as the wife, yeah.
Not the wife, the spy that dies, that has the that he goes to rescue.
Oh yes. Felicity.
Yeah, so Felicity is also a J.J. Abrams show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Like he created and wrote and directed a bunch of those episodes, and I love that they set him up to save her.
Yeah.
He gets there, and her neck.
He saves her. No, her neck doesn't snap. The node goes off.
Yeah.
They can't charge the primer because they're flying from the other helicopters.
Yeah, right. They're evading
through the giant windmills.
Yeah, the windmills.
Stupid wind power.
Yeah, but the third one and the scene I absolutely love is when they rescue that dude from the bridge. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like remember they have him in the armored truck.
Yeah.
And they like. The bad guys have their drones. The bad guys are the ones with the drones.
Yeah.
They seal off the road and they spray that gunk on.
Yep.
They shatter it.
Yep.
And I love the shot when they take him out because he has his like tuxedo on from the night before.
Yeah, and he's like,
the wind's all blowing and they're just like, I don't know, man. They're just like squatted up around him and they take him up in the helicopter and then he's trying to get the gun out of the back seat of the car and the drones are coming like inching towards him and he needs to make this Tom Cruise jump, and he can't make the jump, so he throws the gun.
Yeah, at the drone.
No, he throws it over the the chasm, the gap
of
the bridge, and then he runs, and he runs to catch up with the gun. Dude, that scene, that's probably one of my favorite MI scenes. But after this, we get into he cherry picks another director for Mission Impossible 4. It's a guy named Brad Bird.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the name of the fourth one? Ghost Protocol.
Yes. Ghost Protocol. Yep.
So for Ghost Protocol, he gets Brad Bird. Brad Bird it comes from animation. He directed The Iron Giant.
Oh yeah.
And he made The Incredibles. And he saved Ratatouille within Pixar. Pixar was going to lose everything, but that he comes in, saves the movie, and that becomes a hit.
Yeah.
So at that point, Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise visionary over here.
He is the franchise. So Tom Cruise is literally spearheading the franchise.
Yes.
People are bending to Tom Cruise's demands from the studio, from production, from actors, from producers, directors.
Back to back, he picked two unknowns and made two huge movies. Ghost Protocol. Everything about that movie. I love the beginning. The beginning with so now we're in the J.J. Abrams verse. So 3 and Ghost Protocol are somewhat
in line,
brother and sister. They're J.J. Abrams is kind of behind them. The next two we're going to have is Ralph McQuarrie. Ralph McQuarrie from Rogue Nation and Fallout. Ralph McQuarrie, Academy Award winner. He wrote a screenplay for a movie you may have heard of. It's called Usual Suspects.
No, I never heard of
it. Yeah. So that's who's directing this one. Okay. Now, Ralph McQuarrie he made a really good movie back in the day called Way of the Gun. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix.
Yep.
And then he kind of went away.
Yeah.
And he wrote the X-Men movie and was supposed to direct it, but then Bryan Singer came in and so that was a little bit of a weird exchange. But Tom Cruise kind of picks him up, puts him back into relevance, and McQuarrie writes 2 movies now and directs 2 movies. So this is the longest vision we've had for a Mission Impossible, which is the latest. But him doing what he them carrying things over, moving forward with Ghost Protocol, was almost I would compare to Fast and Furious with the 6th one, where
new villain emerges.
Yeah,
you don't know what he's about, and he seemingly goes away. The difference is obviously that in Fate of the Fury they bring him back, but they bring him back as a good guy, not as a bad guy.
Right.
After they've battled with his older brother, who plays Jason Statham plays. But then the funny thing is, they did that where this guy goes away, but he dies. They show him die in the movie. Yeah. Where they didn't show, they show the other guy. You assume he dies. That's the one mistake they made, that they showed the villain Cobalt die in Ghost Protocol. Now they can always bring him back, but they're not gonna because the way it shifted away from those.
And Ghost Protocol is the one where where they're fighting in the Volkswagen garage, and he goes,
mission complete.
Yeah, mission complete. And then
they're making fun of the bar afterwards.
He goes, "You really said that?
You actually said that?"
Yeah, and I love the meta-ness of that. I love the ending of that where he sees the girl on
his ex-wife.
Now, I can't wait to see what they do with her in Fallout.
Now, now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe one of the ones that the reviews I watched is they're insinuating that she was actually a plant. And they made him think that she wasn't actually a regular woman.
Of course.
And
dude, if I don't
care. They play that up.
Dude, if that's the way they go, I'm going to lose my mind because it now just makes the third one so much better.
Yeah.
It just it
turns you into mind fucking. It mind fucks like the first one did, but in a different way, and you're like, holy crap!
Or
my pants.
If they do the double, meaning that they make you think she was there the whole time
as a plant, and she really
but she's a plant for them coming from Tom Cruise's side.
Yeah,
she's like a double switch on them. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, and then I'm
okay if they make it work. She basically just wants to bang him in the bathroom and tracks him down.
Yeah, I like her.
I'm okay with that too.
Dude, that girl just reminds me of Angeline Lilly, the Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
I don't know the girl's name. They could almost look alike, but
it's not just the look. It's the innocence of the character. It's almost like, how in the beginning how you almost didn't believe that Scarlett Johansson had the abilities of Black Widow, when you first saw him. You're like, that doesn't seem like it could come from her. Like, she just doesn't fit that role.
Yeah.
But then they grew her into that role, and then it made sense.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like with the Ant-Man and the Wasp, like, you look at her, you're just like, okay, with all the training in the world, she still can't do that.
Yeah,
Like, she's still not that capable.
Right.
Not, and I don't mean that in a chauvinistic way. Like, just her as a person, her personality.
Yeah, right.
She doesn't
exactly.
fit that kind of like what you would think a woman of that capability. And again, that could be a little chauvinistic, but it really isn't, because they portray other women not the same way.
Yeah,
like, look at Fate of the Furious. You got
yeah, I mean,
the girl who plays Lenny, and then the female fighter, and they just have a bruteness to them and a hardness.
Any physicality that Michelle Rodriguez would do, you buy into.
Yes.
Like any toughness attitude.
Even in SWAT, dude, she plays a street cop.
Yeah.
And she's smaller in that movie.
Any her staring down the guy, like in that type, you would buy her from. There's and I'll say this, which is really weird, but Charlize Theron does that, like from like her being the evil queen in the Snow White movies.
Yep.
To
what's the newest one she was in? Yeah.
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Like and
but she brought a realness to that, where it's like she still got hit and got banged up.
She did.
I feel like they purposely showed her physical attributes, her height, her length of her arms, and she used that to her advantage in fighting scenes. Where a lot of these movies they don't do it because the women are short.
Yeah.
So they can't play that up because it doesn't fit.
Speaking of chick fighting scenes, Ghost Protocol, the best chick fight scene in a long time. The girl with the blue dress.
Oh,
and
Robin Thicke's ex and the blonde chick.
Yeah.
And then she donkey kicks her, reverse donkeys out of a window, 50 floors up in the biggest building in the world.
Dude, I love it because they built that up because she wanted to go after her. She did
anyway because she killed her fiance.
Yeah.
Or the love of her life, or whatever it was.
Yeah, which was Sawyer from Lost in the beginning. Yeah, which was again Ghost Protocol. Great beginning when he jumps off the building and has
the blow up thing.
Dude, that's just it's and I love it
because that's what they actually use in real life. Like that's the real thing they use. I love how they used it and put it in that way. I'm like, we're gonna use it anyway. Why not show him using it like it's a real thing?
Awesome reveal when she shoots him and he falls and you see her face on the phone.
Yeah, he like looks at the phone and you're like, oh shit. He looks up and she's
dude, awesome reveal. But no, Ghost Protocol. Top notch. You and I right now before sitting down watching Rogue Nation, which is the one I'm least like. You know this movie so well. I've seen Rogue Nation maybe twice. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight before after you.
Tomorrow,
to get cranked up for tomorrow.
I got a pre-quiz question.
Okay, let's go.
What is the 4-door sedan that he demolishes that makes me want to cry? In Rogue Nation.
I want to say it's not.
And I'll give you a hint.
The Beamer.
Yeah, it is.
Is it the Beamer?
I believe it's either a 4-door M5 or a 4-door M3.
That falls?
They flip it.
Oh, that's the one that tumbles.
They flip into a parking lot. I'm like, dude, just park the car, man.
Yeah, just park.
Park the car, bro.
Dude, real quick. One of my boys that's moving. He's moving to DC. Him and I went out to lunch the other day. Brand new BMW, like brand. Like I don't know, like the car so much better than me. It's whatever one's like super long.
Well, you got the 7 Series, the 6 Series is pretty long. Is it a sedan or a coupe?
It's a coupe. No, it's a sedan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the big boy one is a 7 Series.
Dude, just sitting in that thing.
Yeah.
You're so far away from the windshield.
Yeah.
Like you're like this just doesn't feel natural. Just as like a passenger. Dude, side note, in the cars, even though there's no applicable reason, but there's a lot of British actors in this next movie, so best segue ever. Range Rovers, the first one my sister ever got, sat in the passenger seat. I'm like, why do I feel like I'm about to go flying through the windshield in a spaceship? Yeah,
like,
in a spaceship.
But like this is the most comfortable I've ever been.
So
plush leather.
So let's just go through Fallout real quick.
Yeah,
because I think you and I we're seeing this movie a day from this getting published.
Yeah,
we're seeing it tomorrow night at 10:20, and we're gonna have long days. We're gonna be a little bit cranky and tired.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Bang energy drink because I'm gonna make sure we get.
It's not an invite, lady. This is a drink.
Yeah, but
calm yourself.
We're literally going to. I'm already saying it because it just looks at just from the brutality of the footage. The best bathroom fight scene in movie history.
No, we already talked about this.
It's going to be in Fallout.
It's going to be a juggernaut matchup between what's the only movie where they hit this caliber? True Lies.
That's it.
So, and anyone who tells me that they didn't get any inspiration from that, your head's up your ass.
No, I think that's what they're doing. But I will say this, and you may not be familiar, but it's one of my favorite movies. I would say the second or third, because I'm already putting Fallout as number one. Just especially when he gets flipped like through that sink.
Yeah.
Like onto, and you're like, stuntman or not, Hollywood magic or not, that would kill me.
That could be a sugar sink. I don't care.
Yeah,
that's going to hurt.
Be a sugar glass sink. Is the Warriors? Warriors come out to play.
Yeah.
That movie ends with a bathroom fight scene that is just like it was shot like if it was made in 77 or 78.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie I think pioneered the regular action. And then jumping into slow-mo to track what's happening. And it has, like, slow-mo shots throughout that fight scene.
Okay.
And it's in the bathroom, and it qualifies, but it's a bathroom gang fight scene. And that would be my, like, 2 or 3, like, next to True Lies.
Well, yeah, and my thing is
But it's hard. True Lies has humor. Like the guy that comes out of the stall at the end.
Yeah, the old dude.
Yeah.
His pants around his ankles. It's like, what the?
Yeah, but the entire bathroom is destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, all of it.
Except for his stall. Yeah. Literally everything but his stall.
It's the best, but yeah. I
but dude, and I'll tell you what, even if because they're going for the title of bathroom fight scene.
Yeah.
But even if they fall short, let's just say there's a few things they probably could have critiqued and it would have, pushed it forward to be the number one. So I watched the interview with Superman on ABC.
Okay.
And the arm thing that he does, like the little quick thing, that was literally just something he did, and he didn't do it the second take. And they're like, "Yo, why aren't you doing your arm thing?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Oh, the thing you just did." He's like, "Oh, I would just kind of." It wasn't in the script. It wasn't part of the stunt coordinators, the fight scene, or the choreography.
He looks so bad with that, like those warm-up jabs or whatever.
Dude,
like,
that's what it was. He literally, and he gets the whole crowd up on live on ABC.
Yeah.
And he's looking like, kick your left hand down, kick your right hand down. He's like, I feel like I'm teaching a dance here. Yeah. And it's literally not, and you take a step forward, and that's it.
Dude, the look on his face.
It's just a look of intensity, like pure intensity.
You're ready. Like, here we go. Like, like,
let's get ready to rumble.
I tried to be nice. I tried to talk to you, but
I gave you a chance for this to be a partnership.
Yeah, but here we are.
But you're as Alec Baldwin said, if you go rogue, he's been authorized to kill you.
I love it he's like
Hunt, you're a habitual line stepper. Yeah, you're a habitual line stepper. Yeah. If you cross this line, like I'm giving you a line in the sand. Don't cross it.
Yeah,
you just crossed it. What I tell you was gonna happen,
dude? He is and I love even in this movie where like the tensions between
the CIA and the IMF.
Yeah, like you're like, you know what, dude? Like I don't know. There's so much about this movie that I just have like hints of.
Yeah.
That I'm not like Infinity War level excited,
but you're close.
Yeah, like I'm just because they've done so much since the third movie.
Can I tell you why? And so they were good to reveal some good action and some good sequences that make you think like what's going on and why is this happening. And one of the things that I don't know if I read it or if I heard it or maybe I'm making it up, but I'm pretty sure someone inferred at some point that part of this is that the CIA was infiltrated by the syndicate.
By the syndicate.
And that's why when you see the scene where the guy's locked up, the old villain, and it starts to fill with water, they're breaking him out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, so they actually want to do the real syndicate now with the real fact that, like, look, this is going to happen.
So here's the thing.
It might be Superman, and I'm hoping it is so that Tom Cruise, like, chokes him out with a chain or something. That's 4'3" versus 6'4".
I think they made such a visual investment in that guy, in Superman.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see them killing him because I think already like people already want more of that for whatever reasons. Like he works in this scenario in this universe. If they kill him, I'll be surprised because there seems to be so much excitement for that.
What about if they give you the scenario where you don't know if he's dead? What if they Fast and Furious him?
Yeah, or like, look, he can disappear. He can do this. He can.
But no, like he's no Cobalt. Like you don't see him die.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. But if they flat out like,
hey, they Cobalt him.
Yeah, if
we're gonna call They Cobalt him. I'm gonna be upset.
If they kill him like Hans in Die Hard, I'll be pissed. He better not fall to his death. But no, straight up excitement for this movie. So the
and one other thing that I cannot wait to see how they tie in. You got the old bitch, and you got the new hotness.
Yeah,
they tie them both in.
Yeah,
and she straight up tells him, "You don't get in my way on this."
Yeah.
After he like lets her go in the last one.
Yeah.
He's like, "Go be happy." Like you invited me. I don't know if it was real or fake, but you know what? I can't go with you.
And like they've there's so many wrong criticisms for these movies, but they've criticized these movies for like ripping off other spy movies. I don't care. I think there's only few storylines that spy movies can have. Period. Yeah. Like you have a breaking of the institution. You have spy versus spy. You have spy hunter. You have like evil henchman that infiltrates the spy organization.
You got the old school spy teaching the young spy, then coming to bail him out.
Exactly.
Like there's only so many angles you can take with this stuff.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
like you have.
That's a cop movie, but all right, I know what you meant by it.
Like you only have that.
You love how I knew what movie that was from? I'm getting too old for this shit. Say it. We're not too old for this shit.
I'm quoting Con Air, motherfucker.
Oh, I'm quoting Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I know.
That predates it.
I know, right.
Predates it.
Con Air. But that's the movie that needs the sequel.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Well, they did. It was called Soul Plane.
You know what they gotta do? They gotta do a sequel for. They gotta do a sequel for Con Air, where the plot is they have to fly these guys from continent to continent, like they have to go across the ocean.
Ooh, I got an idea.
Or they from China to like New York or something.
Or they create a new Australia, where they've created like these synthetic islands, like they did like for the famous people and the mega rich. They create the Palm Tree Islands over in Dubai.
Yeah.
Where they create one just for prisoners. Because Australia was like just an island of prisoners, so they're creating that. Now they got to fly them from like across the globe to get to it.
Right? Yeah, or just something. Yeah, like so where they spend more time in the air.
Yeah,
and it's a more exotic locations or whatever.
It's almost like snakes on a plane, but instead of snakes, they're felons.
Yeah, and dude, like you stack that movie like Stallone stacked The Expendables.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. You get Tony Jaa back in it.
Yeah, every weird cop, every weird like CO or whatever. Like
you get the Irish dude from Son of Anarchy with the scar from Braveheart. You get him in that thing. Like
Ron Perlman's in it. Like you put
Mike Tyson. You get Mike Tyson in this shit to bite someone's ear off.
Mike Tyson's a pilot,
dude. Hey, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, like he's.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Dude, I want him with the aviators with the little hat and all of it. Dude,
can you imagine?
Dude, if you stack that movie, you call it Con Air, you put Nicolas Cage in as like a senior
DEA agent.
Yeah. Okay? Like because he's been through this. Like,
all right, guys, we're gonna get going here.
Yeah. And dude, you grow up his daughter. Now his daughter is like running the operation.
Oh my gosh.
But the daughter's like insanely like porn star hot.
Yeah,
like wearing things she shouldn't be wearing.
It's literally Tory Black. Yeah. It's his daughter in the movie.
Yeah, Tory Black for life. Okay.
I did that on purpose for you.
I love Tory Black. I love her.
Anyway, all right, dude, that would be a crazy stag movie,
though. But it would have to have like a cool name. Like it would be, just call it Con Air, but it would have to be like Con Air.
Flight of Death.
Yeah, like it's gotta have something like that. Yeah, like Flight of the Demon, or I don't know. Oh, but what they do also is Diamond Dog, who was
Ving Rhames, yeah.
Okay, you have Ving Rhames as like one of his relatives from like Africa, or like doing the same thing,
or like his number 2 guy, comes up to the right,
but he was like younger. You never saw him in the first movie, but now he's grown up, and now he's like, and like the gang like from Africa is trying to stop it. And I don't know, man. I would be so into it. I would be.
How do we just go with a plot for another sequel to like a movie from 20 years ago? Talking about a movie we're seeing tomorrow night.
I'm excited, but no, you and I were amped for this movie. We're seeing it tomorrow. The next episode, Dream Warriors 95, is going to be a discussion, a reaction type discussion on this movie.
Yeah, and what happens? And guess what? What's our saying?
And full spoilers.
Yeah, what's our saying? No fucks given. If you don't want spoilers, then get off the internet.
Fuck you, spoilers. All right, yeah, like put your phone in the oven and throw your laptop out of a window if you don't want spoilers and you like movies.
Put your phone in the put your laptop in the shower and your phone in the tank of your toilet, and literally don't turn your television.
Grow up. We don't care.
Get a bubble TV. Like, you can't have a smart TV. Like, literally, you like go get an Atari. Go get a Zach Morris cell phone.
We're going to attach your laptop to a bunch of balloons and leave it in front of Dallas. If you don't want to know about spoilers. And that's where we're leaving. All right, want to sign off?
Hell yeah, man. Until next time.
Next time, rock and roll. Thank you, everyone. Dream Warrior signing out.
Over and out.